I promised myself that I wanted to continue just to get on and do a live broadcast. And tonight, the one that I have been thinking about doing is really a very sobering one. And I want you to truly kind of listen and bear with me on this one because I think sometimes when we think of people who are on the front lines and how they work, and we want to make sure that we don't overlook anybody who's on the front line, firefighters, police officers, military personnel, and on, right? The medical community. There are just a number of different industries or people who are putting their lives really on the line every single day. But I know there is a segment that may be overlooked. And I wanted to bring attention to that because I'm a part of that. And, sometimes we overlook other work or other occupation that people are involved in and they're actually working with the public. So I would say anybody who works with the public, you truly are, you never know what's going to happen. You think about people who are working in a store, convenience stores, any setting, right? So I don't have to list you get the picture. So I want to be careful that I just don't somehow seem like I'm overlooking anybody, but I wanted to bring attention to people like myself who are mental health professionals. So, just in case you did not know, I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. And what I have been doing for many, many years is working with family. I've worked with individuals. I've worked with people who have issues, depression, anxiety, and you name it, right? We don't turn anybody away. However, there are some issues that we actually refer out because it's above our pay grade. And I know what's above my pay grade, so I make sure that I refer that person out to better care that I can give. However, one thing I've always thought about was there might be somebody who has a mental health issue and coming into an office and you never know what can happen. I've thought about that sometimes. And so I have a certain strategy and plan that I use when I'm working with people face to face. But because of COVID, I have not done that for many months and maybe for a few more weeks. And hopefully in the new year 2021, that will change. We're hoping that will happen. We're praying that will happen. Because there's something about face to face connection with people. We cannot sustain this avoidance of people because we're not made for that. We're not made for that. We're made to actually interact with people. And by the way, if you're watching and want to comment on this, and if you have to give StreamYard the permission to allow you to make a comment, and so you can do that. But if you're watching live, I'd like for you to put hashtag live. And if this is a replay, put hashtag replay. I'd love for you to let me know how you're watching and when you're watching. But I think about the fact that sometimes we are dealing with people who have mental health issues, and you never know what they can do. You never know what they might do. And what triggered this for me was, as I mentioned before, as a person who has a private practice and work with the public, trying to bring help and relief to those individuals. We don't think about it too often, but we are with a population, unfortunately, that could at any moment snap on us. That's possible. But for God's protection, and I pray every time I get out there, just like how you're praying about traveling on the streets, right? I pray and ask God for his protection because again, you never know, right? And we get that. And so one of the things I'm glad, well, I wouldn't say glad, but one of the things that COVID has done is given us a chance to work through virtual. And I think that this has created opportunities for us to meet more people, but in a safer environment. But also for us in private practice, this really is giving us an opportunity to scale our business, whether you wanted to know it or not. And I'll talk about that in the future broadcast, where you can actually scale your business and find ways to do that where you don't have to add more clients. Imagine that. Imagine being able to go on vacation and not worry about a paycheck. And if you don't work, you don't get pay. And that's one of the things that I believe as clinicians we're concerned about. But going back to the idea of our lives being in danger and we put our lives on the line, I came across an article that really it caused me concern, and my heart goes out to the family of this person because I can't imagine what this must be like. But in Melbourne, Florida, there's a clinician, and I want to share this story briefly with you. And he was working with, again, a mental health patient. And this patient actually, waited for him. His name is Travis Michael. I want to share that with you. And here's a picture of Travis Michael, age 32 years old. And people said he has to describe him as sweet man, beloved counselor, fatally shot in a parking lot by former patient. And so this person left home. I don't know his family situation, left home and never returned because he was trying to help people. And here it was, his life was taken. Imagine, that's very, very sad, heartbreaking. My prayers go out to this person. This could be any one of us who are in this field, right? And so the Melbourne police stated about this person who they were actually, this mental health patient, as you can see, and again, I'm not judging because of how he looks, because of this picture, but obviously he had some mental health issues and he took the life. He waited for this man to leave work that night and fatally shot him in his chest. When he fell, he emptied two more shots in his head to make sure he's dead. And so it's a very, very sad thing, right? And so it's hard just to think about this happening to someone, a loved one. And so, I wanted to share that with you and how difficult it is, how really we as clinicians are putting our lives on the line, you know, each and every day, each and every day. So I hope you're praying for us because it can be very scary and dangerous out there. And I just wanted to share that and just mention that just in case sometimes we forget what happens. Sometimes it's not our fault, it's not your fault. It's just sometimes we just don't, people don't talk about this too often. But as somebody in this field, I wanted to share that and hopefully bring awareness to that. But if you are a clinician, my prayers are with you. And I want to also suggest that you think of ways of how you can actually scale your business without having to add more hours to your schedule. That's the hard part, right? And how to actually take vacations, take a day off when you want to, but still have passive income coming in. We call it passive because it's not really passive. There's something you got to do to put systems in place. And those are some of the systems I want to be able to teach and talk about in a group that I have put together called the Mental Health Business Academy. And if you know of a clinician, if you're one yourself and want to be able to work on how to scale your business and grow your business through adding digital product, ebooks, courses, a workshop online, and so on, then connect with me and try to and actually reach out. Join the group at Mental Health Business Academy. And we call ourselves the Psychopreneurs. So you can find it on Facebook. If you know of someone that is a clinician, you can send them there as well. But I wanted to jump on today because as a leader, the space of leadership that I think I have to lead, but not I have to, but I get to lead in this space. So I want to really put my leadership to work, and I want to help other clinicians. So again, be a prayer for us, and I thank you for taking the time to listen, and I appreciate that. So with that said, my friend, I want to say peace out. God bless, and I'll see you on the flip side. Yeah.